مرحبا بكم في حوارات السياق. تويتر هذه الأيام في حال تغيير دائم، لا أحد يدري ما الذي سيحدث، بما في ذلك مالك المنصة الجديد إيلون ماسك، الذي اعترف أن المنصة ستشهد نوعا من الفوضى في الأشهر القادمة، حيث انتشرت أنباء مؤكدة تفيد بأن المستخدمين المحصنين بالعلامة الزرقاء سيتعين عليهم دفع رسوم إلى تويتر. ثم تطورت الأمور إلى العديد من التغييرات الأخرى. عموما للمزيد من المتابعة ينضم إلينا من كارديف مات نافارا، مستشار وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي. أستاذ مات، مرحبا بك معنا.
You're welcome.
ماسك اعترف أن المنصة ستشهد نوعا من الفوضى في الأيام المقبلة، حيث سيتم الاحتفاظ بما هو مناسب وتغيير ما لا يصلح. هل هذه خطة محكمة بالنسبة لك؟
It sounds like a plan from somebody that doesn't know quite what they're doing. It sounds like a plan that is being made up somewhat as they go along. I think that Elon Musk is trying to figure out very quickly what will make money for Twitter and what will be popular with its users. But I think the speed or the desperation to do this quickly is causing all sorts of problems for the platform and for its users. So I think that the idea that there will be more dumb ideas and dumb mistakes is probably quite true. It's no bad thing because Twitter needs to change, but at the same time, it does feel like there's a lack of a plan and it looks a little bit rushed to me.
هل ينحو تويتر نحو الاتجاه الخاطئ تحت قيادة إيلون ماسك؟
Well, Twitter needs to change. It's a company that's not very good at making money. It hasn't made money. It's only made money in 2 years of the time it's been operating, I think. And it's struggling to compete against all of the other social platforms that are far more advanced and ready for the change in the world of social media that's happening with creators, for example. So whether it's a right plan or a wrong plan, I think time will tell. I think some of the decisions that Elon Musk is making to me seem like the wrong ones, particularly with verification. But I think other ideas he's suggested he might go with also look quite good. So it's going to take time to see which ones work.
لماذا تعتبر مسألة فرض الرسوم الشهرية على المستخدمين مقابل العلامة الزرقاء أمرا خاطئا؟
In terms of verification and fees, I think that the platform needs to find ways to make money and new ways to make money. So the idea of charging for parts of the platform isn't necessarily a bad idea. And other platforms like Snapchat, for example, with Snapchat Plus is doing something very similar. I think that the concern I have, and I guess maybe others do, is that charging people to become verified really doesn't seem like the best idea, because if anyone can be verified, then it dilutes the value of being verified. And verification was a way of identifying really good quality contents and the real content from the real creators. If you give it to everybody for free, then that's sort of removed. And what we've seen in the last few days as well is that now that people can buy verification, lots of people are trying to impersonate accounts and causing all sorts of problems with fake news, misinformation and impersonation on the platform.
إيلون ماسك قال إن تويتر كان يخسر 4 ملايين دولار في اليوم. لماذا حدث ذلك؟
Well, Elon Musk says a lot of things. So we have to kind of sometimes take it with a pinch of salt, as they say, in terms of we need to sort of not necessarily believe everything that he says until we see evidence of it. But what I would say is that if you fire half of your workforce and you cut back on lots of activity that was in progress, then you will undoubtedly save money in the longer term. I can't say what exactly those savings have been made from. I haven't seen the details, but the company has to stem the amount of money it's spending, because it's going to have a huge amount of interest to pay on the debt that he's taken out to buy the company. So he does have a kind of need to act quickly to do that. But as to what will be effective to save money and make money, it's hard to tell at this point.
نعم، لكن وسائل الإعلام تحدثت وقتها عن مخاوف المعلنين بشأن سياسة المحتوى. هل ترى هكذا مخاوف مبررة؟
They do, yes. And yesterday, Elon Musk had a Twitter Spaces live audio call with loads of big advertisers to kind of calm them and to reassure them about what his plans are for the platform and to answer some of the concerns that they had. And my take on it was that there was very little in that call with the advertisers that really helped them feel any more kind of comfortable with things. You know, their concern is that the way that he tweets, Elon Musk tweets, is, you know, risky, and it will make them advertisers on the platform feel nervous about the sorts of content that he will put up on his own platform, but also what he will deem as being acceptable on the platform. So advertisers are looking to be reassured that that's, you know, not going to be a problem. And then of course they're concerned, like everybody else, about verification. You know, is their brand going to be eroded in terms of the value of it because people are going to start impersonating it by using free, you know, verification which people can buy. Those and many other things in terms of the products not as good as other advertising platforms are just some of the issues that the advertisers have got, and I'm not sure that they feel a great deal better after the call yesterday.
هناك ما يشبه الشعور السلبي تجاه استحواذ ماسك على تويتر، لأنه مثلا في مسألة تسريح 50% من موظفي تويتر قوبل الأمر بالكثير من الانتقادات في وسائل الإعلام، بعكس فيسبوك الذي فعل أمرا مماثلا بالأمس.
No, and I think there's lots of reasons why that is. You know, some of the reasons being that, you know, Elon Musk has been a provocateur, a troublemaker throughout the process of buying the company, which has unsettled all of the staff. You know, there was rumors he was going to fire 75% of people. He's criticized and kind of mocked some of Twitter's big executive staff team before he bought the company, and been, you know, mocked and teased the product itself. But so for him to suddenly come in and then cut half of the workforce, it's not surprising that people in the company are obviously very upset about that. But also people on the outside looking in are thinking, you know, this guy is, you know, kind of a nightmare, and which he is to a lot of people. And I think the difference with Meta is that Meta's cuts to its workforce have come with quite a lot of additional benefits and perks beyond what Elon Musk is offering, but also there wasn't the kind of build up to those job cuts with kind of all of the crazy behavior that Elon Musk has kind of given. So I think that's why it was received slightly better. But you know, there's still a lot of job losses at Meta as well. So it's a hard time for people working in big tech companies at the moment.
هل اشترى ماسك استثمارا خاسرا؟ وهل مهمته الآن أكثر استحالة من إعادة اختراع سيارة كهربائية؟
Yeah, I think that Elon Musk is a very, very intelligent guy and very successful guy. He, you know, has got businesses that he's involved in that have been transformative, you know, in terms of their success. They've had Tesla cars, you mentioned, you've SpaceX, but all of the companies, and PayPal as well, which of course was one of his company successes. But those are all companies are very technical or engineering focused, and they don't have the same things that Twitter has, which is that Twitter is very much a human-centric product. It's about people and people's opinions and views, and people, you know, how they behave and interact with each other. That's a whole different kind of business operation, which he has no experience of managing. And I think that he is probably bitten off more than he can chew, really, in terms of turning around a company that was already struggling into something that can make a profit and somehow, you know, make it a worthwhile investment. So I think it's possible. I think that Twitter is a very popular platform with its users, and there are lots of opportunities, but it doesn't look good in terms of the way that he's doing things, and I don't think he's going to get himself on side with users or the staff with the way that he's approaching, you know, building out the business again.
المدافعون عن ماسك قالوا إنه يحاول إنشاء نظام أساسي يكون فيه المستخدمون في تويتر هم العملاء، على عكس كونهم حاليا هم المنتج. ما رأيك؟
Well, yes, you know, this goes back to, you know, a long-running kind of concern that's been building over a number of years with social media platforms and big tech companies, where users have increasingly become aware that their data and them as individuals and what they do on the platforms is monetized for the benefit of the company in a whole range of different ways, and that everything that they do is tracked and monitored and used in a way that kind of benefits them, the company, but doesn't really benefit the individual user all the time. Not strictly true, because all of the kind of stuff where with the data that they take back and the way that we use the product and the things that we do engage with online helps the platform understand what it is we like and want, and makes the platform more enjoyable and more useful. Sometimes, we hope. But I think the point that Elon, that you might be referring to with Elon Musk, is kind of realizing there's a backlash against that, and actually that he wants to build Twitter in the eye and for humanity, for society, for everybody, and make it a better product. And there's no bad thing about that aspiration. That's a good thing he wants to do. I just am not convinced that the way that he's approaching it is going to get the result that he wants. And I think that that's where the challenge lies at the moment, his approach versus what he's trying to achieve.
بايدن بالأمس تحدث عن متابعة علاقات ماسك التقنية مع حكومات أجنبية. ما الذي يعنيه ذلك؟ هل هو تهديد لكرسي ماسك؟
Well, there's a lot of this sort of activity going on at the moment, because also in the US there's concerns that have been held for some time about another big technology company called ByteDance, which owns TikTok, and the concerns that the US government and others have around how the data of US users is taken and used and possibly fed back to its operations in China. And so, whilst that's being investigated, and there may be sort of repercussions for TikTok, whether it gets banned or limited, we don't know. But same for Twitter. There's a lot of focus at the moment on this sort of foreign ownership of big technology companies and tech in general. And now that Twitter's in private ownership with Elon Musk has various business investments and various backers who have paid in to help him buy Twitter, including some that are in countries outside of the US. But as to whether the comments by President Biden will lead to any changes, is hard to tell, because the discussions around TikTok have been going on for over a year now, and we still haven't seen anything. So I don't think it's going to change anything for Twitter in the short term. I think it will become more and more of an issue potentially over the coming year, but it's hard to tell whether this will be the thing that causes Elon Musk the most problems in the next 12 months.
سؤالي الأخير حول الإعلام والإدارة الأمريكية الحالية التي كانت متصالحة مع النسخة السابقة من تويتر، برغم أنها كانت تحظر حسابات المحافظين وتلغي قصصا إخبارية. هل لديها الآن مشكلة مع احتمالية ابتعاد تويتر عن أجندتها أو أجندة الديمقراطيين؟
I think that there is a reasonable concern that people have that when you have a big technology company, somebody that's very wealthy, one person that controls or has control over a significant social media platform that controls what people can and can't say around the world, that there is inevitably going to be worries as to what that person will do with that level of control. And this issue has been raised before with Mark Zuckerberg, Meta, with all of his products and services that people use. So I think it's a legitimate concern about that. His decisions will affect what people can and can't say, and there will be people that are skeptical or nervous about what his plans are in regards to content moderation. I think Twitter was in an unhealthy place before he owned the company. It needed to change, and there were all sorts of issues with content moderation then. Now that he owns it, we've still got those problems, and now we've got an added problem: the fact that we've got one single person that is answerable to pretty much no one other than maybe some investors as to what he chooses to do with it. So they're legitimate concerns, but it's hard to tell how real they are until time passes a bit more, I think.
مات نافارا، شكرا جزيلا لك للمشاركة معنا في حوارات السياق.
Thank you.
مشاهدينا، شكرا على طيب المتابعة. إلى الملتقى.